Hello, hello, my beautiful people. It's your girl Iris. And today, of course, we are going to be talking all things Kardashian, or at least in this new episode of All Things Kardashian, season 7, episode 4. Okay, so I do have some notes. I did take notes, you guys. So in the beginning of this episode, Kris, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like throughout all these years that I've seen Kris Jenner on Keeping Up with the Kardashians to the show now, even when they did their little spin-offs here and there, if Kris even popped up in any of them, I don't recall because it has been a while, but I feel like her OCD and anxiety has gotten worse and worse. Like like she needs to control every little thing in her life. Um And she says it. She literally says it in the episode that, she needs everything to be, and but I feel like it's gotten a lot worse because she used to be like that, in the beginning, she's always been like that. But I think with the more money they've gained, just Kris and her girls, uh, the more they've been in the spotlight, as bigger and bigger and bigger as they've gotten, I feel like it's contributed to that. Um, and the point I'm trying to make is like, I feel like being in the limelight so much as they are now compared to where they started out, um, it's made her need to control everything in her life so much more worse. It's really, really bad. I mean, I don't know if Kris Jenner goes to therapy because I know a couple of the girls do, but I feel like maybe this is something she needs to work out. It's concerning. And me who suffers from anxiety, like I will not deny that I suffer from anxiety. I get stressed about a lot of things, especially when things aren't going the way they should. Your girl was on like some for a little while, know, little cups there. And, I think I in my opinion, I feel that this is something she needs to go check up on. Not sure if she is or isn't already taking care of it, but I hope she is doing okay because that's a lot. That's a lot. Now, next part. So in this episode, you know how Kim is talking about how how her mom and Courtney, they're not the best producers, especially when it comes to reality TV. She mentioned how I think her sister wanted the whole Dolce thing removed from the show at one point, and I think her mom wanted the fight like the physical fight when they were like slapping the shit out of each other removed from the show. And that's crazy. Like, that's the best part. The whole point of a reality show is so that we can see the drama. Now, some people will say, like, is it really reality show? Are y'all just, acting this shit out? But I mean, the whole Dolce thing, that was a little drama. It was minor. But the scene where Kim and Courtney were just like, "You know what? I'm tired of your shit, bitch," and just started slapping each other. Yes, that's the drama that I want to see. I want to see somebody get in the car. I know I'm crazy. Okay. Now, next piece with Sarah Paulson's theory when it comes to Kim. I have to say I kind of agree with it a little bit. I do. I really do agree. Kim is always like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. It's not fine. But I think because, she doesn't want to have a major meltdown like other celebrities have in the past, you know, that they've just gone completely nuts on camera. And it's like, hmm, are you okay? And because, the camera's on her, I wouldn't say 24/7, but almost there. I mean, we don't see her getting tucked in at night, but, throughout her entire day, the camera is in her face. So I think she tries to keep her composure, as best as possible because, first of all, you have your children. You always need to stay strong for your children. But at the same time, it's like humiliating because you have a meltdown and the entire world is going to know about it. And no matter how much time goes by, even if you get better, it'll be a situation that the world will not forget. Oh, because I mean, Britney, just as an example, I love Britney, you know, but ever since she had her meltdown way back when, where she shaved the head and all this stuff, like whether she is doing better now or not, people will never forget, like, yo, you went fucking nuts, shaved your head. And even now, some people think that her behavior is still kind of on a side, you know? And maybe she's just living her best life and having a great time. But it's a situation that's never going to go away, And Kim already has dealt with certain things that was never going to go away. Like, hello, Ray J tape. So I think Sarah is right when it comes to Kim. Like, even in the time that they've gotten to know each other while doing their show together, All's Fair, which I've started watching. I'm definitely going to do an episode on that. We're going to talk about this new season. Whew. But to go back to the Kardashians, um, I think Kim may need to also talk to somebody, you know, because everything is not fine. Sometimes you just need an outlet to let everything out. Now, enough about that. Kendall cleaning out her mama's closet. I love how she's like, oh, she needs to purge. She's got so much stuff. You mean you want to go through shit and take some stuff home, which she did, which I don't blame her because I would have done the same thing. Hey, I do it now to my mama. And I'm like, oh, you don't need this. You don't need this. This will look, you already got like five of these. Let me take one right quick. You'll be all right. I saw her. I peep the game. I peep the game. Now, one of the biggest things in this episode with Courtney was the hazardous dumping. I don't know all the details and the classifications, but according to what was shared, dumping hazardous material in a class 3 dump site is a big no-no. It has to be a higher class. I didn't know that was really a thing. But thinking on it, it's understandable. If you're dumping things that can seep into the ground and cause damage to the surrounding area, we need something a little stronger. I think that's crazy. I think that it is crazy that whatever restrictions for that particular dumping site were lifted instead of properly handling materials like that. That was literally I don't give a fuck about Calabasas and its people and who could probably get sick and die. You'll be all right. We need to clean it up and make it pretty. Okay, then take care of it in the inappropriate way. And I know this is not just a situation that's happening in Calabasas. This is something that's happening all over the place, where the dumping of hazardous materials is not properly taken care of. And I don't understand how people who take office, they're like, "Oh, I want to do good by my people." No, you don't. It's all about the dollar. We all know that. It's all about the dollar. You don't care about the well-being of nobody else. You just want to make that money and cut corners. And that is ridiculous. That's horrible. And that is as deep as I'm going to get when it comes to politics, you guys. I really don't like getting into stuff like that. But if it's something that is going to hurt people, cause cancer, kill children, I think, something needs to be said, something needs to be done. And them protesting out there, 100% agree with. Now, people getting arrested and not doing it the way they should, you know, I don't agree with that, because you can do a peaceful protest. But then again, things can start out peacefully, and then law enforcement can purposely hype shit up to get violent. But I'll leave it at that. Now, in the beginning, as I was talking about with Kris and her anxiety and her needing to relax, Kendall set something up with her so that she can do like some little yoga thing. I think Chloe joins her to do it, because even Chloe had mentioned, like, yo, my mom's basically a little high strung, stressing, always yelling. I know what that's like. My mama always be yelling, always, even when she whispers. But I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. She needs to relax, but that whole little, okay, so this is just my opinion because I don't know enough about it, but visually from what I saw, I think that was a waste of time. She might as well have just taken a nap, to be. Did like though that when she picked the card and got ISIS, and how it resonated with her and she started crying and stuff like that, and how, her past is really affecting her future. Once again, I go back to the fact that she needs to talk to someone. She needs to cry it out. She needs to let it out, because maybe that's also contributing to why she's so high strung and needs to control everything and everything. She's OCD about everything. I don't think that whole little yoga session, other than the last very piece, is what she really needed. She really needs to talk to somebody, let it out, or go to one of those, still talk to a therapist, but also go to one of those things where you get hit stuff. I heard it's really, really fun. I haven't gone myself, but I want to try it. I want to try it. I think that would really help with like pent up anger, and you just imagine whatever it is that's bothering you, and you just beat the shit out of it. Okay. Now, in regards to the hit that was supposedly on Kim's life, that's scary. That's the only thing I think is really, really scary about being famous in any kind of way. Um, Not only, you know, there are other things that are scary about being in Hollywood, but somebody trying to murder you because you're famous, that's scary as shit, And it's happened to celebrities, that they just walk in and boom, bullet to the head, that's scary. Very, very scary. And I'll talk more about it in the next episode because I know it comes up again. But yeah, it's It really that's not something I would wanna deal with, especially when you have children, 'cause God forbid it's real and not just talk, and someone tries to hurt you and they end up hurting not just you and your kids. I feel for her on that. And then the last piece of this episode that I thought was, like, really sad was Kim trying to get the Bible, especially for Chloe. It was a Bible that her dad had given to his best friend, OJ. It is what it is. Um, but the whole fact that they didn't really have anything from their dad, especially Chloe, how she mentions, like, "Oh, I don't really have anything from him." And I think it is disgusting that the whoever was handling OJ's estate leaked the emails. Like, the fuck? Like, this is sentimental. Like, once again, it goes back to the almighty dollar. People don't give a fuck about other people's feelings, you know? And I think it's terrible. I really do. I think it's terrible, and it was a shitty thing that they did, and it's like, what the hell? You're still getting money for something, but at least you know it's going to someone that it actually means something. So why would you do that? Like I said, people are assholes, especially when it comes to the dollar. And last but not least, I don't recall seeing any Kylie in this one. I wonder what's going on with her. Hopefully she pops up in our next episode. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me on another Critics Collective. Once again, like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was bullshit? Did you think what I shared was bullshit? I don't mind. Please share your thoughts. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love yous, and I'll see you on the next episode.